A gladiator's defiance. The rise of Spartacus. The year is 73 BC, a time when the Roman Republic was at the height of its power, dominating vast territories and subjugating countless peoples. The Roman Republic, a mighty empire, faces an unexpected enemy, a Thracian gladiator named Spartacus. This was a man who would challenge the very foundations of Roman authority. Once a free man, Spartacus was captured and sold into slavery. His life took a drastic turn as he was forced into the brutal world of gladiatorial combat. He endured the brutal life of a gladiator, fighting for the entertainment of Roman crowds. Each battle was a fight for survival, a testament to his strength and resilience. Spartacus yearned for freedom, not just for himself but for all those enslaved. His dreams of liberation were fueled by the harsh realities of his existence. He ignited a spark of rebellion that would engulf the Roman Republic in flames. His defiance was a beacon of hope for the oppressed. With a handful of fellow gladiators, Spartacus broke free from their gladiatorial school in Capua. This daring escape marked the beginning of a monumental uprising. Armed with whatever they could scavenge, they sought refuge on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. This strategic location provided them with a defensive advantage. Their escape was a beacon of hope for slaves throughout the region. News of their defiance spread like wildfire, inspiring many to dream of freedom. Runaway slaves, drawn by the promise of freedom, flocked to Spartacus's banner. His cause resonated deeply with those who had suffered under Roman rule. From a small band of gladiators, his army swelled to over 70,000 strong. This diverse group was united by a common desire for liberation. These weren't just desperate men, these were families, women and children, all seeking a life free from Roman oppression. Their journey was one of hope, courage, and determination. Southward bound. A desperate gamble for freedom. After 2 years of victories against Roman forces, Spartacus made a fateful decision. He had managed to outwit and outmaneuver the Roman legions time and again. But he knew that his army couldn't sustain this forever. He would march south towards the island of Sicily. This was not just a random choice. Sicily was a land of opportunity, a place where they could potentially find allies and resources. His plan was bold: seize control of the island's ports, secure ships, and ferry his people across the Mediterranean to freedom. The Mediterranean Sea, vast and daunting, represented both a barrier and a gateway to a new life. This was no leisurely stroll. The path was fraught with danger, from treacherous terrain to the ever-present threat of Roman ambushes. This was a perilous journey through the heart of Roman territory. Every step southward was a gamble, a test of their resolve and endurance. The legions were regrouping, eager to crush the rebellion. The Roman Senate had declared Spartacus and his followers public enemies, and the full might of Rome was bearing down on them. Spartacus's army, now burdened by families and supplies, moved slower, their vulnerability increasing with each passing day. The presence of women, children, and the elderly made the journey even more arduous. Despite the challenges, the spirit of the rebellion remained unbroken. They celebrated each victory, no matter how small, as a step closer to their ultimate goal. They fought their way south, winning battle after battle, their eyes fixed on the prize of freedom. Each skirmish was a testament to their determination and courage. Spartacus's leadership was instrumental in these victories. His strategic acumen and ability to inspire his troops were unmatched. He wasn't just a skilled warrior, he was a charismatic leader who inspired his followers to fight for a common goal. His vision of freedom and his unwavering resolve gave his people hope, even in the darkest of times. Clash of Eagles, Spartacus versus the legions of Rome. Spartacus's victories sent shockwaves through the Roman Republic. The Senate, fearing a full-scale slave revolt, dispatched their most capable generals to crush the rebellion. One such general was Marcus Licinius Crassus, a wealthy and ambitious politician. Crassus, determined to make a name for himself, brought the full might of 8 Roman legions to bear against Spartacus. The Battle of Picenum, a sprawling engagement fought across the plains of southern Italy, became a pivotal moment in the rebellion. Spartacus's forces, though outnumbered, fought with the ferocity of cornered wolves. They inflicted heavy casualties on the legions but were ultimately pushed back. It was a costly victory for Crassus, but it demonstrated the growing power of the Roman war machine. Section 4. The General in the Arena. Tactics and triumphs of a rebel leader. Spartacus was a brilliant strategist. His ability to think several steps ahead of his enemies set him apart from other leaders of his time. He understood the strengths and weaknesses of his ragtag army. This diverse group of fighters, though lacking formal training, had a fierce determination and a deep desire for freedom. He lacked the training and discipline of the Roman legions, but he made up for it with cunning and adaptability. Spartacus knew that to stand a chance he had to use unconventional methods. One of his most effective tactics was the use of feints and ambushes. By creating the illusion of retreat or weakness, he could draw the Roman forces into vulnerable positions. He would lure the Romans into traps, using the terrain to his advantage. Hills, forests, and narrow passes became his allies in the fight against the better-equipped Roman soldiers. Spartacus also understood the importance of logistics. He knew that an army marches on its stomach and that without proper supplies, even the most determined fighters would falter. He ensured his army had access to food, water, and supplies, essential for maintaining morale during their arduous journey. This attention to detail kept his forces strong and ready for battle. His victories weren't just military triumphs, they were a testament to his leadership. Each win boosted the morale of his followers and struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. Spartacus treated his followers with respect and fairness, regardless of their background. This egalitarian approach fostered a sense of unity and purpose among his diverse ranks. He inspired loyalty and devotion in his ranks, qualities that were crucial in keeping the rebellion alive against overwhelming odds. His leadership was not just about tactics, but about building a community of warriors bound by a common cause. Section 5. Spartacus's Shadow, the Enduring Fear of the Slave Rebellion. Spartacus's rebellion shook the Roman Republic to its very core. It exposed the inherent instability and fragility of a society built on the backs of slaves. The specter of a slave revolt, once unthinkable, now haunted the Roman elite and their dreams. The march south, with its string of victories against Roman legions, amplified these deep-seated fears. It demonstrated the vulnerability of the Roman heartland, and the potential for widespread unrest and chaos. The rebellion forced Rome to confront the moral and logistical challenges of their heavy reliance on slavery. It highlighted the human cost of their expansionist policies and the deep resentment it fostered among the conquered populations. Section 6. The Final Stand, a legacy forged in blood and defiance. The final confrontation came at the Battle of the Salaris River in 71 BC. Crassus, reinforced with additional legions, had finally cornered Spartacus and his army. Trapped between the advancing legions in the river, Spartacus's forces fought with the courage of desperation. Legend has it that Spartacus, in a final act of defiance, rode his horse into the heart of the Roman legions, seeking to kill Crassus himself. He fought like a man possessed, cutting down all who stood in his path, but was ultimately overwhelmed and killed. His rebellion, though crushed, left an indelible mark on Roman history. The Senate, determined to prevent future uprisings, enacted reforms to improve the conditions of slaves and strengthen the Roman army. Section 7. Unbroken Spirit, Spartacus's Timeless Appeal. Spartacus's story, though steeped in ancient history, continues to resonate with audiences today. He represents the fight against oppression, the struggle for freedom, and the power of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. His image has been adopted by revolutionaries and reformers throughout history, a symbol of resistance against injustice and tyranny. From the Haitian Revolution to the American labor movement, Spartacus's legacy has inspired countless individuals to fight for a more just and equitable world. Though defeated in life, Spartacus achieved a different kind of victory in death. He became a legend, a symbol of hope for the oppressed, and a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can never be truly broken.